Today we're going to work on making another soup, and this soup kind of falls into the category of specialty soups. And we're going to focus on making a minestrone soup. So let's talk a little bit about the ingredients that we have here today for a minestrone. So start with a little bit of oil. We have mirepoix, onions, carrots, and celery. We have some garlic. We have shredded cabbage. We have diced zucchini. We have some rough chopped diced tomatoes. We have a white stock, which could be chicken stock or vegetable stock. I'm using a vegetable stock because I want to keep it vegetarian. And then I have some cannelloni white beans that are cooked, and also I have some pasta that's already been pre-cooked and holding and ready for the soup. And we'll finish the soup off with some freshly grated Parmesan and some fresh chopped parsley. So now that we talked about the ingredients for a classic minestrone specialty soup, let's go ahead and get started with making this. So as you can see, I have a pot that's on. I have about a medium flame. I have some oil here, so we're going to start off. We want to start by sweating the mirepoix. We do not want to caramelize for a minestrone, so I'm going to add my little bit of oil in here. Swirl it around at the bottom of my pot. Turn my heat up just a little bit to about a medium. And I'm going to start off with my mirepoix, which is my onions, my carrots, and my celery. We're going to want to sweat the onions, carrots, and celery probably for about 3 to 4, maybe up to 5 minutes. We do not want to caramelize. We just want to start sweating them down. Onions will begin to get a little translucent. We want to partially cook about halfway to 3/4 of the way on our vegetables. So we've just sweated our mirepoix now for about 3 to 4 minutes. The onions are translucent. It's cooked about halfway. I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic. And again, I'm just going to want to cook this for an additional minute or so just to start extracting the flavor of the garlic. We're still sweating. Turn my heat up just a little bit. Now at this stage, we're going to go ahead and add our zucchini and our shredded cabbage. And we're going to want to continue to sweat for an additional 5 minutes. So we're going to cook this for an additional 5 minutes just to cook that zucchini and to start breaking down and cooking the shredded cabbage. We just now cooked our mixture here for about 5 minutes. You can see our cabbage is breaking down. Vegetables are getting nice, soft, and tender. At this stage, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to want to season with just a little bit of salt and a little bit of white pepper. Just be a little careful on your salt because your stock may be on the saltier side. Mix this up one last time. At this stage, I'm going to add my tomatoes. And I'm going to come in with my white stock, which is my vegetarian stock. And at this stage, we're going to want to turn our heat back up. We're going to want to bring our soup to a boil. And once our soup comes to a boil, we're going to want to turn it back down to a simmer. It's been simmering probably for about 2 to 3 minutes. I just want to come in and taste and make sure, I want to check to make sure the seasoning is really good. And at this stage, when it comes up to a boil and simmers for a couple of minutes, we're going to add some dried basil. So just put a pinch of dried basil in. You don't want the basil to overpower your soup, and you want that basil to kind of reconstitute. And we're going to let this simmer probably for an additional minute. Once it simmers for a minute, we're then going to add our beans, and then we're going to add our pasta that's been already pre-cooked to al dente. And we just want to bring the temperature of the beans and the pasta back up. So again, I'm going to turn my flame up, and I'm going to bring it back to a quick simmer, making sure that all the ingredients are nice and hot. And I'm going to come in here and taste and see how we are on the flavor. So I have a really nice vegetable flavor. It's balanced really, really well. I get hints of basil, and it's balanced really, really well with the broth as well. So it works out really, really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down. We're just about ready for plate up, and we'll be back in just a second. So now we're ready to plate up our minestrone soup. Bring my soup over here. I have a nice hot bowl right out of the oven. And you can see all the vegetables are cooked nice and tender. The pasta's reheated, the beans are reheated. And I'm gonna come in, and again, I'm gonna go in with the ladle to the middle. And you wanna make sure that you have that nice balance of pasta and vegetables with your broth. You also wanna make sure that you do not have any excess oil swimming on the top. So that looks good there. Add a little bit more of the goodies on the inside. Take my soup here. I'm just gonna kind of push it down into my broth a little bit, and I'm gonna shake my bowl just a tiny bit. At this stage, it's nice and clear. Don't have any excess oil on top of your soup. Now we're going to garnish. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a glove on. And for garnish, we do a little bit of chopped parsley. So I'm going to throw a little bit of chopped parsley. With the chopped parsley, I'm going to go, instead of in the center, I'm going to go around the outskirts to kind of break it up just a little bit, bring in some vibrance of green. Once I have that done, I'm going to take some shredded Parmesan, and I'm going to take some of the shredded Parmesan and throw it right in the middle of the soup. I'm going to give it one more dabble because it's going to melt a little bit. And there you have it, your nice minestrone specialty soup.